Well, the Rovers group started because we had some younger men joined our daycare, and after lunchtime they really wanted to do something different rather than just stay in and be part of daycare. They wanted to get out and about, so we sat and chatted to them and suggested some trips out or walks or different things. And one of the suggestions was possibly going out to the pub and having a pint. That was the one that seemed to be most popular. So that's really how it started. The response has been very positive, and I think it's lovely for families and friends and just members of the public to see how much fun we do have with Rovers, and that we do all sorts of things. There's no limit to what we can do. It's comforting in a sense maybe for the families to see how easy everybody is together and how much fun's involved, and that the things we do are all normal everyday things that sometimes get left behind, when there's an illness.
My favourite things we do, dominoes, dominoes, play games and everything, quizzes, everything. I enjoy it.
Well, in my eyes, it's the best group as I've ever seen. They really are. I can't say anything about them because they're really good.
I think the companionship is very good, and they're lovely people.
To me, it's a home from home. I love it. And the people cannot be nicer to you. They cannot be nicer to you.
It's very difficult for people in urban areas to appreciate the actual isolation and rurality of the Highland area. And just to give you a wee example, the population in Glasgow, for instance, is over 3,000 people per square kilometre. The Highlands covers 60% of the area landmass of Scotland and 4% of the population. And there are 8 people per square kilometre in the Highlands. We wanted to try and address this by using a different innovative type of way of getting people to retain their social skills. So we wanted to test whether the project a telephone befriending would be effective for people with dementia in its early stages. And we also wanted to try and see whether this type of telephone befriending would be effective for the carers as well.
For myself, the connecting carers, the issues that we want to address around community support are the lack of early, low-level and ongoing support for carers of people with dementia. There's very little out there, especially, we're Highland-wide. You're talking about really rural communities that find it hard to access traditional services anyway. However, if there's very little services out there, the problem's kind of even worse, because of the rurality of the area that we cover.
When I speak to my friend on the phone now, she, you can actually hear I wouldn't say it was excitement, you can hear the enthusiasm in her voice, and, she says, "Oh, Amanda, how are you?" And she doesn't always remember what we've talked about. A lot of the time I will repeat myself, or we'll have the same conversation. But sometimes it's really nice and she does remember things, and it's almost like her memory's improved.
The Facing Dementia Together project was initially a pilot project that was funded directly by the Scottish Government. That started in 2009, but before that time, people didn't really get much in the way of support immediately after a diagnosis. In the past, really, people would be sent away because they wouldn't really need any services at that point, and it would be much later on when people would come back into contact with services, usually as a result of a crisis. So the government funded the project to see whether providing support and information to people immediately after diagnosis would help people to stay well, to be able to develop their understanding of their illness, develop skills for coping with the challenges that they face every day as a result of their diagnosis, and to be able to benefit from other people in a similar position, and crucially to give people with dementia the chance to be able to plan ahead for their future care and for future decisions whilst they're still able to do so, as in the past that's not something that they really had the opportunity to do.
And it's been absolutely superb, to say the least, in terms of the kind of support that's offered, the kind of activities and structure that's been able to be brought to both my wife's kind of weekly routine, but also the routine of other sufferers of Alzheimer's. And I can't praise the project highly enough. The best way to describe it is bringing structure to a kind of average week for my wife, and also, on a selfish note, also gives the carer a break in terms of the kind of activities that Tracy's able to offer. And it's not just Tracy offering activities. I think one of the unique aspects of the project is that the sufferers, the people with the diagnosis, actually get a real say in what they want to do. And Tracy and the project respond to that.